triggers. So basically anything that is top of mind is tip of tongue. And this is a quote by Berger as well, from Jonah Berger, from his book about word of mouth. So, okay, another fun exercise. Which one of these, that's Disneyland weather. Which one do you think gets more word of mouth? Pizza, say, I don't know, takeaway pizza, or Disneyland? How many people say pizza? How many people say Disneyland? Well done. Pizza gets word of mouth. Okay, does anybody know why? Any volunteers?
It's more readily available.
Sorry?
Is it more readily available?
Yep. The reason pizza gets more word of mouth than Disneyland is not because it's more interesting than Disneyland. It's because it's something that you come across more often in your day, in your week, and so on. So some of the triggers, the mental triggers for takeout pizza, first of all, triggers really, it's basically something that, this is the non-sexy part of word of mouth, because it's all about you thinking a thought, and that thought reminds you of something else. We usually experience triggers when we say, oh, speaking of that, and we say something else, that's a trigger in your mind. You may not necessarily be saying something that is very, interesting or novel, but it's just something that reminds you of something. So for example, triggers for takeout pizza include bad weather. If it's a bad weather and you don't want to go out, you're going to stay at home and, you want to eat, so maybe you think of pizza. Something else could be, friends over on a Sunday night. You're watching a movie and you don't know what you're going to do, so you don't know what you're going to cook, so you end up buying pizza. Or you're just plain lazy to cook and you just end up getting pizza. So that's triggers. And then for emotions, basically when we care, we share. So everyone here, or I suppose most people would be on social media, and we see a lot of positive news and a lot of negative news. So how many people think positive news would get more word of mouth than negative? Positive over negative. How many people think negative would get more word of mouth? Okay. So the answer is that it actually doesn't matter. Apparently it's the wrong question to ask, because both positive and negative word of mouth get the same levels of sharing. The correct question to ask is really whether it's a low arousal emotion or a high arousal emotion. And these are fancy words to just explain something that's so painfully simple. Low arousal is basically emotions such as contentment, being satisfied, but just satisfied. You're not going to go crazy, you're satisfied. Sadness as well. Curiosity. So they're all emotions that you feel, obviously, but it has a limit. It's not, it's not like a peaking emotion. Which brings us to the next section, which is high arousal. So instead of contentment, excitement, or awe, or surprise. And then the negative side of that would be fear, anger, disgust. So let's take this one for example. What sort of emotions come to mind when you look at a picture like this? This is a UNICEF ad about bad water in Africa. And you can see here that it's a water gun. Technically it's not going to hurt anyone, but the message behind the ad obviously is so powerful here. And it says over here, bad water kills more children than war. So what are some emotions that this picture might elicit?
Shock.
Okay, shock. Maybe anger. And they're all things that are very high arousal. So emotions, the difference between low arousal and high arousal emotions is that high arousal emotions make you want to act, make you want to do something. They've actually ran research and they realized that experiencing a high arousal emotion is the equivalent, not psychologically now, but biologically, it's the equivalent of running 2 minutes on the treadmill. Because it's eliciting the same chemical reactions in your body. You feel like you want to do something. You feel like there's this energy that you want to release. So here's a happier example of emotions. Do we have sound? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the latest McDonald's ad from the Super Bowl. So people that are into sports watch Super Bowl for sports. People in business mainly watch Super Bowl for the ads because it's like the World Cup for ads. It's the most expensive time to buy ads, and companies target it directly because it also means it's the most number of viewership or eyeballs that will get to see that ad. So here's McDonald's one.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. How can I help you?
2 hash browns and a small coffee?
You know what, for your payment today, do you have your cell phone with you?
Yeah.
Dial up your mom, tell her you love her.
Excuse me?
Hey Mom, just want to let you know that I love you.
Te quiero mucho. I thought you were just telling him she does.
That is how much it is. Boom!
Your payment today will be, tell me what you love about your son.
I love.
His compassion for other people. The total says that she has to dance right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That strawberry sundae's waiting on you.
So strawberries.
You paid with love and that's all we need. Your total is one big family hug.
Okay. So, how did that feel? It's a high arousal emotion as well, but it's one that's a bit happier. Something that feels very warm, something that it's almost like if you see something like that, you want to show a friend because it makes you feel something. So moving on then to practical value. This is the most straightforward one, and this is something that all startups tend to use. They tend to use this and something else. So practical value is also the easiest one. It's basically news you can use. So anything that you build that is so useful that you just have to tell someone else about it. Some of the motivations for spreading products with practical value are basically helping others. First of all, you feel like you want to help others. You want to be that person for them, so you share something that you think they might like. Sometimes it could be about strengthening friendships. You have a friend or a partner and you want to do something for them that strengthens that relationship. So you offer them a certain product. And number 3 is to really feel useful and to feel that you have value and that you're giving value to other people. Notice that product is not one of them. It's all about people. So building a product with practical value is really about giving people signals that this is something that will help your friends if you tell them about it. Or this is something that might strengthen your friendship with somebody, and so on. Has anyone heard of TransferWise by any chance? Okay, so they are a startup backed by Richard Branson and a few other guys in the UK that I don't know. And it's basically a new, clever way to beat the bank fees. So anytime you want to transfer money abroad to like different countries, you can do it through TransferWise, and they cut out the middleman so you don't get charged that much at all. Seeing something like that, next time you hear a friend who wants to transfer money abroad, this might be something that would be top of mind for you when you hear about that. And you know that you may have not even tried that product, but you would still suggest it because you think this might help them. This is a post from Facebook from Entrepreneur magazine. So it's the 17 skills required to succeed as an entrepreneur. And you can see here that it's got over 560 likes and over 350 shares, And it's all comments like this. People tagging people. There is no conversation, it's just people tagging people. Why is that? It's because it's practical value. I bet you half those people didn't even read it. They just tagged a friend who's into entrepreneurship, like a crazy friend who's into entrepreneurship. They're like, hey, I think you're gonna like this or whatever. Because they think that they might help them that way. It's not even about the article. The point is, it's about the gesture. And building products that have that gesture is way more powerful than any amount of advertising you can run. Yeah, so these things. And then, how about this one? Borrow my doggy. Please, anyone? No one has seen my examples before? Okay, perfect. So Borrow My Doggy is a really cute company. And what they do is they match people who have pets and people who wish they had pets.